sort of structure is to ensure that it was loosely related to what we're trying to do from an overall mobile crisis response being a stabilization resource. So that's loosely based off of that, but we wanted substance use disorder as well as the mental health. But the foundation, and I think Sunny would agree, like a lot of the issues that lead to the substance use disorders start with mental health. And so that is the concept in which we made it more of a general, like from a dual diagnosis perspective, right? To meet the needs and to ensure that we're meeting the needs of each of the.
So right now, can anybody envision what your life going to be like after you, or as long as you continue to embark on this journey? What do you envision? Because I found out through my own experience that you got to see yourself there before you get there. A millionaire is not a millionaire because he had $1 million. He had a millionaire mentality that took him to the dollars, right? So you got to see yourself there. So what do you envision as a result, as a result for your recovery? What do you envision, Jade? I'm gonna share that vision with you because if you become a billionaire, I'm gonna be billion right with you. That's right. That's right. You feel me, ma'am? Yeah, you're gonna be not just a billionaire, a multi-billionaire. Okay, that's a great vision. Terrence, what do you envision as it relates to your recovery? Going back to school and becoming what? Bless you. Something in the medical field. Christine, what do you envision? Active in your children's life. A mom, taking on that mom role. And how many children? 4 altogether. Okay. 2 dependent, 2 not. Okay, good. And you want to pick up that role. And guess what? There's nothing. I don't care what it is that you envision. There is nothing that stops you from accomplishing and reaching that goal. Nothing.
Use and other risky behaviors that the youth would be engaging in because of those diagnoses, and other just factors that are affecting them in their daily lives. So the program is geared for to equip youth with the necessary mental health awareness, coping mechanisms, and social skills in order to prevent, again, engagement in those risky behaviors like substance abuse, unsafe sexual activity, violence, truancy, and self-harm ideation, through the development of emotional regulation and decision-making skills, being able to help them learn and navigate the challenges to equip them with the resilience that they need to thrive in an increasingly complex world. So, long story short, all of the extenuating circumstances that are happening to our youth and our young people because of these diagnoses that they have and because of their circumstances, which are so in fostering the program in general as it relates to its structure, being that 2 to 3 times a week, adding an additional day, which is that Friday, where we begin to incorporate the in-person aspect of what is on Zoom right now. So pretty much just making sure that when we're on the Zoom, as we have it now, is structured in a way that gives them organization and also gives them something to look forward to that's consistent. And recognizing that the behaviors that they have aren't necessarily because of the way they want to behave, but again, because of these diagnoses that may be treated or untreated. So if I have a youth on a video call that is defiant in some type of way, or exhibiting behaviors of that, recognizing and helping them to understand the mental health aspect behind that, and then the decisions that they're making because of it, because of their diagnoses or what hasn't been diagnosed yet. So a little bit of
stop you. So come on.
The change is broad and vague.
Change is broad and vague.
In his book, Changeology, psychologist John Northrop, who specializes in the science of change, identifies 4 major categories of things that people express their desires.
Now listen to these 4 categories.
The first category involves behavioral excesses. These changes target undesirable habits that lead to overconsumption, such as drinking too much alcohol, watching too much television, or spending too much money on online shopping. The second category involves behavioral improvement. These changes involve developing new skills or adding new practices to our
Okay.
Examples of this kind of change include learning to play a musical instrument, exercising more, or practicing meditation on a regular basis. The third category involves changes in interpersonal relationships and effort toward relationship upgrade. These changes could range from having a better relationship with your significant other to broadening your social network. The last category of change is what I would call a quality of life upgrade.
Wow.
Are
Oh, a quality of life upgrade? Come on. I need that one.
These are higher level, broader, and less well defined changes that are reflected in self improvement goals or goals for desired change. But the quality of life upgrade type of changes are broad and undefined. How do I change the way I think? How do I become a better person? How do I turn my life around? Unless we break them down into specific, measurable components, these kinds of changes are more likely to remain unaccomplished.
Depending on how we split it up by demographic, whether it's age, depending on what we're talking about. So that's also super important and a good segue. Breaking out into breakout groups and breakout sessions, and even when we have the open forums, making sure that the conversation isn't a one size fits all. So breaking them out in ways that it makes sense depending on what we're talking about. If we're talking about, different sexual conversations or truly,
Or it could be female versus male.
right. So we'll break them out depending on those demographics, and then as the leaders, we're able to hop in and out of different breakout rooms as they're doing it to hear what they're talking about, to give them feedback, to answer any questions they have before we bring it back to the larger group.
So each breakout room have a different lead.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then sometimes is it led by peer to peer, and then sometimes there are different instructors.
Correct. Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
So then you within the call and have them become the leaders of that call, and then when it's time to then come back to the bigger group, then you have individual peers that would lead the discussion, but we would let them know ahead of time that when we go back into the bigger group, you're going to be the spokesperson.
And also just switching over into in person, giving them structure is going to be super important. So even something that's small but it's going to be mighty is when you get on Zoom, your camera has to be on. We're already on a platform instead of being in person in that sense, but this is your way of showing professionalism. There's a way that you show up on Zoom. There's a way that you communicate if you aren't able to have on your camera at any given time. So creating those life skills as well, because if you're on a job interview and it's virtual, your camera can't be off. And when your camera is on, what do you look like? What does your background look like? What are you engaging in? Are you engaged? So just making sure that they understand the basis of that along with...
And you can miss opportunities if you don't turn your camera on, right, Dr. G?
They are targeted. They are specific, right? So what we do is we create something called a SMART plan. SMART. The S stands for specific. The M stands for measurable. The A stands for attainable. The R stands for realistic. And the T stands for a time frame. So when you want to create a SMART plan for your life, you want to make sure everything is specific, everything is measurable, everything is attainable, everything is realistic, everything is a time frame. Like Donald say, is it realistic? It could be, but and then he said a time frame. He said within the next 5 years. Now, is that realistic? I don't know. Multi-billionaire. Listen, I'm not going to doubt it. I'm just saying he created a plan. Do that make sense? So most of the time, that's all they want to see. How are we going to measure this? What's the plan? What's the goal? What's the time frame? So that's what we got to learn how to do with our lives, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to do a SMART plan for your life. Okay. So number 6, abandoning efforts too quickly. Come on, give that to Sean. No
Kristen.
pain. All right, no gain. What was the triangle that I talked about this morning? Say it again. Triangle of self-obsession. What's the triangle? It's 3. So what's the triangle? Resentment is 1. Resentment, anger, and fear, right? So most people that come into treatment are caught up in the triangle of self-obsession. They resent their past, they're angry at their present, and they fear the future. But the antidote, now what I said the antidote to the triangle was acceptance, gratitude. Come on. So when you got all these resentments about your past, you just develop a level of acceptance because there's nothing you can do about it. You can't change it, accept it, and keep it moving. The attitude you got today, you better take that attitude and get some gratitude because life could be a lot worse. Do that make sense? Look at Andre. Andre gonna look. He already got that one. Yeah. And that goes for a lot of people. A lot of different things. You can use this same triangle in a lot of different areas of life, but most people struggle with the problem because they don't want to accept the solution. Accept the solution, you stop struggling with the problem. But not only do I accept the solution, I got to live in the solution. So if I'm living in the solution, I'm not in the problem. Do that make sense? He said, take this medication until it's gone. What do most people do? We take the medication until we feel better. And then we stop taking the medication. That wasn't the prescription. That's not how it was prescribed. That's what he said. Take this medication till it's gone. Okay? And the last one, number 7, changing other people. If you are looking to fail, try changing another person. Our ability to change someone else is extremely limited. When the focus is on changing how someone else feels, thinks, or acts, we may end up disappointed, frustrated, angry, and hurt. Despite our best intentions, our most persuasive approaches, or our darkest manipulations, a person will not change just because we said so.
The only to be invisible. So if their job is just to be on there to make sure that the attendance is clear and things in navigating that, perfectly fine. We can operate in that, but the movement and a lot of things that are just going on in their personal world and in their background on Zoom is pretty distracting, and I think it takes away from what we're doing. So just having a hold on that as well, and maybe having a separate conversation as to what those guidelines look like for them when they hop on, making sure that their attendance is clear, and is it, hey, you guys are able to hop off now, or are you guys going to be silent listeners, or what does that look like?
In my opinion of it, because I did have the observation as well, I think that young people, when we're talking about these risky behaviors, I think it's going to be important, as she stated, because they have to be able to do the attendance log or whatever it is. But like them not being there or turning their camera off is going to be critical, because I think that young people are more inclined to share, right? And they feel like they're in a peer-to-peer environment, especially when we start to talk about some of these issues and these topics that are like, where we want it to somewhat be confidential, right? And so not necessarily saying that in front of an adult or saying that in front of the person that is checking for their attendance, that, you know, it's just a different sort of element that you create. So I would suggest that we have them turn the cameras off. They get on, but they can turn the cameras off, and they're not actively engaged. We really want to engage the young people, unless you all put them, you know, in a session, a breakout session, where they're conducting one of and facilitating one of the topics.
But I become those leaders, then I think it would behoove us to really put them in that position, and then have the impact leaders like be the guide on the side and not the sage on the stage.
I agree,
because then that presents a problem when you are trying to like break the ice, and or you're trying to like dig deep, and then someone to the right may say, well, like, this is the person that, boy, I don't know if I exactly want to share, because I see them look. But we have to get them to know how to participate, but then participate in a way where you are like to the back. You're not
as a support.
As a support.
Yeah, oftentimes, you know, and they're like, oh, I really had a bad day. That's not why we're here. You know, you're supposed to be encouraging young people, and I would never go in there and tell them I have a bad day. And now it becomes, oh, you really helped me. And then even at the close of it, you really helped me. But that's not what the platform is. And so we could then, you know, segue into another platform for them
Yeah, I was gonna say we got other services we can
other
offer.
services that we can refer
I think that they are a total distraction. I think that we have done well with getting the youth to engage up to this point. But I think there's some apprehension with the youth, with being totally free to share and express whatever emotions or whatever situations they go through. I get a few of them, but I think that if those coaches and other partners, that referral partners, are not present, I think that we can get more out of the youth. And this is, and none of the partners should be getting anything out of this. It's all about the youth. You understand what I'm saying? I really do. I think that
With a waiting room.
then I'll let them back in. He be texting me, why you let them back in? I put them out. So, but yeah, that's.
I'm excited. You know why I'm excited? Because we have substance abuse disorder graduates. They are graduating this Thursday, and I'm so excited because of their growth. And you know what is so interesting? Some of them don't even want to graduate. They want to stay with Global. But here at Global, we believe in care you can trust. And so we're going to follow them every step of the way. We are excited.
One of us today just celebrating a year, 6 months, whatever you're celebrating. Everyone has something to celebrate. Even if you've only been here for 3 months, 2 days, guess what? It's a celebration. And one thing that I am excited about is the classes. I'm able to participate in some of the classes when I come in the office. You know, we're a little super busy right now, but going in and listening to the classes, just hearing the praises of Carla Brown in the evening. Like, I don't get to get on the call, but let me tell you, I feel like I'm on the call all the time because everyone talks.
Them, cut all this out, create all these people off. None of this stuff was here. We started out with 6 clients. And we growing. Who we certified in 5 states?
We're incorporated in 4 states, waiting on the 5th. Waiting on the 5th.
Come on, man.
Virginia, DC, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. We're waiting on Florida.
My role gonna change. I'm just ready to be on the plane.
Worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who knew neither victory nor defeat.
Wow.
Today you all know victory.
Wow.
And you make the choice every single time you come through these doors to make a choice to do the right thing by your family, by your community, and for yourselves.
Right.
Don't forget that. We are family. We are here to support you. This is just day 1 on a new beginning. Congratulations on behalf of your family here at Global Impact Wellness Group.
Yeah.
Sonny, thank you. Since day 1, you have been a winner in my life. I love Sonny like a brother, right? And I was living in Virginia, and Sonny called me, and I said, as soon as these grandkids get out of school, I'm on my way. And we're just like that, right? You have never steered me wrong. He will never steer y'all wrong. Never, ever, right? It's an honor to be called Junior Sonny. It really is. To God be the glory. I understand where y'all came from. I understand having a PO, right? For 5 years, I was supposed to do 4, but I think I got a year credit. Nah, they can keep it. I'm good, right? I have 24 years clean and soap.
Wow.
It's not a clap for me. It's an honor from God.
Wow.
Because at any given moment, I can trade seats with y'all. If I don't keep doing everything that people like Sonny have taught me. I wasn't afforded the opportunity to go to a program, right? Mine started in jail. And God kept me through all that. And I'm not trying to convince you of my God. I'm just trying to convince you be encouraged for yourself, within yourself. You can do anything you want to do. No disrespect to family.
My name is Edwin Turner. I'm a recent graduate of Global Impact Wellness Group. And what Global has been to me is it's really been a process, been up and down for me, you know, some struggles. But for the most part, Global has kept me on a straightforward path, and just basically like Global helped me realize, as far as my personal opinion, just keep my days busy, you know, just keep myself busy. Don't focus on the negative too much or outside opinions, and just do whatever is best for you, feel is best for you. Stay on your path. So that's what Global has done for me in my year.
My name is Jada Collins. I'm a recent graduate of Global Impact Wellness Group. I love this program. I come here every day because it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel strong and empowered and smart. And so I like to spend my time here. I love the people that I get to meet. The relationships that we get to build are life-changing. So I'm grateful. Thank you.
How you doing? My name is Ryan Robinson, recent graduate of Global Wellness Impact Group. Successfully completed 1 year. Very proud. Grateful for the opportunity. First of all, of course, I was court ordered. Came in with a mindset that was more so like, I don't want to be here, but that quickly sailed away, and you know, I took a lot from this program, and very grateful. Like people, like you said, they here as family. Like they actually really do care about you, and it really showed. And I mean, what else can I say, man? Like it was the best. Like it just felt like a great achievement for me today. I'm very proud of myself, and I'm thankful. Like I mean, need help, reach out to Global Impact. I mean, housing. I mean, physical support, whatever the case may be. Like, I mean, better yourself. I mean, you're the only one that control your destiny. So, with that, I just want to say thank you, Global Impact.
Life comes with challenges, but you don't have to face them alone. From childhood to adulthood, mental health matters at every stage of life. With virtual and in-person therapy options, we bring expert support to your fingertips. At Global Impact Wellness, we help individuals navigate substance abuse, anxiety, depression, and more. Because healing begins with the right support. Start your journey today. Visit globalimpactwellness.com, care you can trust.